Hello students, I am Dr. Preeti Mathur, Associate Professor, Department of Zoology, SPC, Government College Ajmer. Today students will discuss about a new topic, that is wetlands part 1. Now the first part of my lecture will be about what are the wetlands. Now here students, I would like to tell you that what are wetlands. So wetlands are an area fully or partially immersed in water. पानी में डूबा हुआ. Immersed means it is underwater for a part or whole of the year. Secondly, wetlands are found along the shorelines of oceans, lakes, rivers and in local depressions. The water saturation determines how the soil develops and the types of plant and animal communities develop at that place. A wetland is a distinct ecosystem that is flooded by water either permanently or seasonally, where oxygen-free processes prevail. The primary factor that distinguishes wetlands from other landforms or water bodies is the characteristic vegetation of aquatic plants adapted to the unique hydric soil. Now, wetlands, students, they play a number of functions, including water purification, water storage, processing of carbon and other nutrients, stabilizing of shorelines, and support of plants and animals. Wetlands are also considered the most biologically diverse of all ecosystems, serving as home to a wide range of plant and animal life. Whether any individual wetland performs these functions and the degree to which it performs them depends on characteristics of that wetland and the lands and waters near it. Now, methods for rapidly assessing these functions, wetland ecological health and general wetland condition have been developed in many regions and have contributed to wetland. In this slide, students, I want to show that the wetlands vary widely. Vary means भिन्नता रखते हैं अलग अलग जगह की. जैसे फर्स्ट है regional and local differences in soils. Wetlands vary in topography. Thirdly, wetlands vary in hydrology. Fourthly, in water chemistry. Fifth, vegetation. Wetlands vary in vegetation. And lastly, human disturbance. Human disturbance also affects wetlands. So wetlands occur in all continents except Antarctica. Wetlands are of two types. In this slide, you can see the types of wetlands. First, coastal or tidal wetlands, and second is the inland or non-tidal wetland. Now, what are tidal or coastal wetlands? When seawater mixes with fresh water to form an environment of varying salinities due to tidal action. When shallow coastal areas are invaginated mud flats or sand flats. Grasses and grass-like plants survive this condition. And lastly, I want to tell you that the mangrove swamps with salt-loving shrubs or trees are common in tropical climate. Shrubs आप जानते होंगे students, छोटी हाइट वाले प्लांट्स होते हैं, और ट्रीज ये ऐसे प्लांट्स हैं जो कि जिनकी की हाइट बहुत ज़्यादा होती है. एंड मैंग्रोव स्वैम्प्स, दीज आर ऑल्सो डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ area and vegetation. Now, what are non-tidal wetlands? They are common in floodplains along rivers and streams. इनको riparian wetlands भी कहते हैं. Secondly, isolated depression surrounded by dry land. They are also known as plays, basins and potholes. Plays, basins and potholes. What are these? These are isolated depression surrounded by dry land along the margins of lakes and ponds. They are also non-tidal wetlands portion. Low-lying areas where the GW intercepts the soil surface or where precipitation sufficiently saturates the soil. Precipitation means rainfall. It sufficiently saturates the soil. Means the soil, when the soil is full of water. It is known as vernal. They are known as vernal pools and bogs. Vernal pools and bogs. And lastly are the marshes and wet meadows. Here herbaceous plants are found. Generally herbaceous plants are found over here. In this slide I am going to show you some pictures which I have taken from the US Environmental Protection Agency website, and here you can clearly see the tidal marsh along the Acidity River, South Carolina. It is situated in the South Carolina. In the first you can see the marshes often along the shallow edges of lakes and streams are characterized by grasses. You can see the grasses clearly in this slide, first slide. Sedges are also there, rushes are also there, and other herbs. Sedges are slightly bigger than the grasses, then rushes are there. They are slightly different from these sedges, and other herbs such as cattletail, growing with their lower stems in the water. In the second picture you can see, and in third also you can see the different types of lands. Now, what is a creek? A tidal inlet, typically as a salt marsh or mangrove swamps. The stream is the tidal stream. Fen, F-E-N, fen. These are the wetland fed by surface or groundwater. Flora is characterized by their water chemistry. Fens are alkaline rather than acid areas, characterized by peaty soil dominated by grass-like plants, grasses, sedges and reeds. Here is the picture of fens. Here you can see in the diagram clearly there are two surfaces, surface flow and subsurface flow of water. These two surfaces, then the depression is shown in this diagram, and then again stream outflow. This water is outflowing also from this depression area, and there both the surfaces are again there. So fens receive both surface and subsurface water and have both surface and subsurface outflows. As a result, fens tend to reflect the chemistry to the underlying geology and can be quite alkaline when fed from limestone sources. See the diagrams, both the diagrams. Now here you can see the bog. What are bogs? Bogs are usually acid areas frequently surrounding a body of open water. Frequently surrounding a body of open water. Now bogs receive water exclusively from rainfall. Bogs receive water exclusively from rainfall. So this is the difference between fens and bogs. The type of wetland ecosystem characterized by wet, spongy, poorly drained, peaty soil dominated by the growth of big mosses, sphagnum, and heaths, particularly chlamydophane, chamidophane. I again repeat the word. So you can see the diagrams here. See again the inflow is there in the depression and outflow is also there. Here bogs receive water primarily from precipitation with relatively little water from surface flows and discharge only to groundwater. Resulting organic accumulations contribute to this acidity. So students, this is the first part of my lecture. I stop here. Thanking you all for patiently hearing me. I again repeat my name, Dr. Preeti Mathur, Associate Professor, Department of Zoology, SPC, Government College, Ajmer. So again I thank